Hello, Zach.
Yo, what's up?
Hey there.
Dude. Oh, wait, hang on one second.
Yeah, hey, give me 1 second as well. I'll be right back. 2 seconds.
Okay.
Alright. What's up?
Not much. Dude, I just tested out the PS1.
Yeah.
It totally fucking works.
Fuck yeah.
What
Dude,
works?
Your mom. Waka waka waka! How's it going, Mom? Dude.
Not too bad. Just got back from watching Coco.
PlayStation 1. The original PlayStation 1 in Tony's box, in Tony's storage unit, which, you know, Tony said I can have. It totally works.
Nice.
I know. I put a game in, I plugged it up, power works, picture works fine, it's gonna be so great.
The question is what game?
Oh, I got a lot of games. I've had a lot of PlayStation 1 games. I have a lot of PlayStation 1 games I've had since I was like 13.
Alright.
So I got, let's see, I got Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2, Tomb Raider 1 and 2, Tekken 3, Medal of Honor, a couple like games I don't really play all that much, but awesome. It's gonna be so much fun. Oh, Tanner just got here, so I'm gonna log off.
Alright.
Alright.
Cool. See you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what are you working on this time?
Surprise, surprise. It's Rainbow Falls.
Well, I know, yeah, I kind of figured, but I mean, what's the scene this time?
They're at the hotel. It's right before Mary and her goons are gonna show up and ruin everyone's day. They're gonna capture Rainbow Dash.
Okay. So yeah, I got back from watching Coco, and yep, it's definitely gonna win an Oscar this time. And the story and such, it's actually really, really good.
Nice.
And the details in animation, wow.
Of course.
It's like, how out of everybody, even Sony on their best day, how did Disney do it? It's the mystery for the ages.
Well, just think about quality of Rainbow Falls and times that by 1,000. And that's because the Disney can afford so many talented animators. And yeah.
Hey, look at, but still, Sony at for. Hi.
She is basically, Mary is basically, at least for the story for Rainbow Falls, Mary is, like 99% human. She just has a computer chip in her brain.
Oh yeah, here's an interesting question. Where did Mr. Flowers get his name? Was it like a trademark? Or
Maybe it was always. Maybe his last name was just always Flowers.
or like a trademark in his earlier years, which when you see a dead body, there's always a rose or something of that sort.
Yeah. You know, when I did Rainbow Falls 1, I put absolutely no thought into why Mr. Flowers is called Mr. Flowers. But, like, you know, that model that I came across that Mr. Flowers is, that model looked a lot like my villain from my old movies. In my old movies, though, his name was only known as the Boss. And I'm like, that's a little bit boring. It's a little bit boring of an evil name. And I was like, let me do something really contradictive and make it like something like Mr. Sparkles or Mr. Puppy or Mr. Kitten or something like that. Mr. Flowers. Great. Dude, last night was glorious.
Definitely. Take that, Robert. What's that director guy? Whatever his name is.
I love her.
Oh, take that, Ryan Johnson.
Exactly. I was thinking that, but well, I don't want to bring about another bad round, and to keep Alex from being annoyed.
Yeah. It's like when if I'm, you know, around a lot of like Republicans, okay, just hypothetically,
Yes.
if I am, you know, in a room filled with Republicans, I am not going to say things that's going to upset them, you know. I am just going to be quiet and just kind of like offhandedly just agree with things that they say so I can avoid argument. And when it comes to the subject of Last Jedi, I'm starting to feel that way as well. Like, I don't even feel like arguing with like Alex and Nick anymore, because I'm starting to see that there's just no hope for them changing their ways.
Even if they do admit that there are some issues, but they think of it as it's still good as a whole, and everyone should be like no, you should be like there should be allowed to be good and bad and be okay, you know, however it goes.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, as the old saying, annoying thing goes, that I still view it as fighting words. What? It's still just a movie. And it's like, yeah, and if a movie goes bad or things of that sort, the CEO gets replaced.
Unfortunately, though.
That's how the thing goes.
I mean, the movie's already made over $1 billion, so I mean, everyone's fine financially and commercially, unfortunately. Zach, there's a dude watching the live stream. He said he had a dream that he was getting it on with one of the characters in this Rainbow Falls show.
And dude, there's a little thing on YouTube with which I looked up, and what was it? I looked on the thing. It pretty much said the guy, he gives really good advice, but the way he does it is polar opposite of doing opposite, like how not to write
Dude.
Mary Sue or an
Oh my God.
or Star Wars and things of that sort. It's like, instead of a deep complex stuff or an empire getting destroyed, the capital being taken over and the heroes won, there's always a villain who's like, "Mwahaha, it's all according to the plan." It's like, wait, since when?
Dude, a lot of people are praising Last Jedi because, it subverts your expectations. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life now. Subverting expectations means that, like, everything you thought was going to happen, none of it happened. It doesn't mean that's a good movie. Dude,
Yeah,
Last Jedi needed to have things that people have been dreaming of their whole life that they've wanted to see happen, and it didn't do it.
Dude, I know I'm not huge on the, the gay community and whatnot, and I'd say BU. I was actually open to the idea of having a first openly interracial gay, people. That's what people have been asking for since The Force Unleashed. Poe, the guy who plays Poe and Finn were okay with it. Mark Hamill's like, I'm not telling. But whatever happened, I doubt it. And
you see, now Alex,
if I hear another person say, "Oh, it's a feminist thing," I'd be like,
dude,
no, it's not,
dude.
I know the chick who hates video games that has females in them in total. That is not. I call it bad storytelling. And so Mark doing the same thing that Mark Hamill. No, not Mark Hamill. Something that George Lucas. They're following the same paths as George Lucas, but nowadays it would be like George Lucas would be like, guys, I kind of effed off, but many years ago. Wow, you're following the same mistakes as me. Soon people will be praising me.
There's a spectrum, either too far left or too far right of badness, and then like Force Awakens and Rogue One were kind of like in the middle of like good, and then you have prequel bad, and now you have like this new aged bad on the right, and they need to try to get back into the center of good,
Yeah, and I'm sick and tired of hearing people being like, "Oh, watch the end of the rainbow. Watch the last movie. I'm sure it'll explain some things." It's like, I want expectations answered now.
Yeah, we haven't
And if there's still some questions or new things happening, then please build that up. That's how you do it with storytelling. And, people's like, "Oh, it's just all merchandising and, whatnot, so who cares?" Oh, yeah. Game of Thrones met your expectations. Coco is a great example. People are calling it's just like the book of life, but done better.
Nice.
And when you think it's another, follow your dreams and all these family members starts bad mashing the protagonist for pursuing his dream. Wow. That was done well.
It's good to hear.
Yeah, I wish they showed that same type of care. Come on, when will they make a Star Wars movie that is so good it'll make Empire Strikes Back look like the Attack of the Clones? Enough with this. A little repeat of like, it just makes people feel.
Dude, I have the answer to that. I know which director that would do it. Peter Jackson would be the best director, I believe, for Star Wars.
Oh?
Yes.
How so?
If you just take what he did with Lord of the Rings and apply that to, you know, a new Star Wars movie, we would probably get exactly what we wanted to see. You know?
Yeah. I kind of hate to say it though, but the stuff that we do for Star Wars RPG sounds like a multi-Oscar winner.
Yeah.
Compared to this.
Yeah.
Sure, we started out rough, and somehow we managed to make things
Dude,
work.
we have a better... Dude, oh my god, Tim! Our RPG characters for Star Wars have a better hero's journey and character arcs than Rey does.
Exactly, she was just born with that. It's like, okay, what was it like? Okay, you can still be a Force sensitive and still have some abilities, but go up against a Padawan, for an example, you'd still get your butt kicked.
Dude, what happened to us in our last game against the 2 Sith? How fucking horribly beaten we got. We needed to see that in this last installment.
And I was able to successfully predict what they were gonna do and what they were gonna go.
Yep.
Based off of the maps and where they're heading. And then it started clicking 2 to 2 together, and then I'm like, dude, I need to call this spaceport now. Right?
Right. Man.
This is all my fault. Twilight never would have been in this situation if I never asked Flowers for money all those years ago.
Don't blame yourself, Dasher. You did what you had to do.
Hey, Zachary, are you still there? Are you still watching this stream?
Who's Zachary?
He's just watching. He's just a random guy on YouTube watching the live stream. Yeah. Anyway.
All right. I hope I wasn't trying to turn people away from what you were trying to work on.
Hey Zach, go watch Blade Runner 2049, and then you'll be like, "Oh man, I wish I had a hologram girlfriend."
I didn't even see the first movie, but I understood everything that was going on. I watched number 2. Actually, no, I watched the first one.
What's up, Webby Dubby?
And yeah, some parts was a little iffy, a little slow, but still, it looked amazing. At least there's a bright side to that movie flopping.
Well, yeah, I have one thing, but
it's going to be in the same classic space as Dread.
Yep, it's gonna be an amazing cult following movie.
Yo,
Hey
how's it
guys,
going, Alex? Yep.
let me do some progress on animating first.
So, anyways, since we're all here, what did you think of the little thing I found about the new promotion for who is wanting to play the role as Batgirl for the next DCU?
I did not pay attention. Are you referring to Lindsay Lohan?
Lohan. Not
It's
Lohan, not Han. Han.
Whatever the fuck her name is.
Lindsay
Yeah.
Lohan Solo. There you go.
No.
Dude, even I have limits. No. But anyways,
To tell her how much I love
yeah,
her.
Lindsay Lohan is trying to spark a little campaign on trying to be Batgirl. I was laughing. I was laughing so hard I almost lost focus on what I was doing on the side of when I was driving in the car.
Oh god, that's funny. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Oh, Lindsay, you're so funny.
Wait, hey, Alex, I have to actually ask you one thing. I'm confused about what Madison typed for baked baking.
What?
She said she's gonna try to be at Larry's at 6 p.m. and then and that Evelyn is gonna go to bed at 8 or 8:30 p.m.
I believe Madison is spending the night at Larry's.
Oh, good.
'Cause I remember her saying, like, needs to get Evelyn to bed by 8:30. Remember that. But she said that if she did that at home, she would not be at Larry's till much, much later.
How considerate.
Yes, very
Hey,
considerate.
she's thinking about us for once. How nice.
Yes, very nice.
Oh my god. Alex, Wubby Dubby just thought of an idea that you thought of like years ago.
What's that?
Wubby Dubby says, in the future, why not combine them? Make a film or something about ponies that you've animated in real life, lol. What do you think? Alex has been suggesting forever that Rainbow Falls should be live action mixed with 3D animation.
I mean, you keep saying that it takes so much longer to do animation, live action. Yeah, a live actor to play Rob and Miri,
Now I'm about
and they just have to just animate the ponies.
You know what, in all honesty, it still might be a pain in the ass.
Probably, but there's less animating.
Yeah.
Or a live My Little
now I'm about to lose.
You mean like in the real world, or like a Roger Rabbit type, or try to do a CG thing of actual horses?
Now I'm about to lose her forever.
No, he would actually use the source filmmaker, use the actual source filmmaker models for ponies, but combine it with live action footage.
The shark is back.
We need Nick.
Well, Nick Hannah just showed up, so Nick is going to be busy for a while.
Well, then
Now I'm
Hannah
about
should
to
come on.
lose her.
Simple.
Yep.
Now I'm about to lose her forever.
So we have about one more heist left, right?
Yeah, but I'm sure I have a shitload of preps first.
I just never
All right,
got
if that's the
chance
case,
to tell her how much
I would like
love
to join
her.
you guys.
I'm not playing. I'm not playing GTA yet.
That
If the two of you want to get in GTA right now and do some stuff, go for it.
You know what?
I
They
just
should
never-
cast Lindsay
never
Lohan
got
as
the
Batgirl.
chance to tell her how much I love her. And
Why? You want her to have like a revive her career somehow?
No, but no, it's not that. But like a casting decision like that would be
come on, Dash.
would be in line with the current DC track record.
You just want another Midnight's Edge video.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, exactly.
Hello, I'm the guy with the accent on Midnight's Edge, and today I'm talking about why Warner Brothers decided to cast Lindsay Lohan as Batgirl.
Exactly. That kind of shit. That kind of shit. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Oh, come on, Dashy. Don't cry.
I mean, come on. We already have Jared Leto as the
I
Joker.
just never got the chance to tell her how much I love her. And
And
Now I'm about to
mailing
lose her
dead
forever.
animals and used condoms to
Don't
his
say
cast
such
members.
things, Dashy.
They already got crazy shit like that. You know what? Casting Lindsay Lohan as Batgirl would not, be any crazier than the shit we've already seen with
Oh,
the
come on.
Justice League movies.
Yeah.
So, there it is.
Yep.
want to start early.
Dude, like my sleep schedule has been completely out of whack since yesterday. There's a guy in the live stream, Alex, who's having some Lord Aardvark thoughts about one of the characters in Rainbow Falls.
Oh?
Yeah.
Why is he talking to us? He needs to talk to Lord Aardvark.
That's what I told him. Well, maybe the Rainbow Falls 1 remake will be live action and animation. I do want to remake Rainbow Falls 1 someday. Dude, I don't think I can ever bring myself to do stuff like Lord Aardvark.
What's that?
Well, it's one thing to say I animate pony videos or, like, you know, do these animations. Another thing. It's another thing to say, oh, I do, you know, that stuff with animations, you know. Like, as awkward as it is already to tell people, like, what I do.
Again, why is it awkward? It's only awkward because you're making it awkward.
Yeah. I blame society.
Fuck society. Dude, society is watching you right now animate this shit. It's obviously into this.
Bye, Zach.
You know, no one's gonna give you crap. No one's gonna really give you crap. Look at it this way. No one's gonna care that you are animating pony videos.
At least on the internet.
Well, why would they do it? Why not? Why would they do it? Why would they crap about it in real life?
I don't know. Just because of the subject matter.
What's wrong with the subject matter?
Well, just the visual matter. Maybe it's not the subject matter, it's just the visual matter.
So?
They'd rather see, like...
It's My Little Pony is it's mainstream.
The funny thing is, the funny thing is just the goddamn animal itself. If it was like a talking dog, or a talking bear, or a talking dragon, like, I feel like it would be more acceptable, you know? Towards a general audience. A less than above average audience.
So what, you animate an animal that appeals mainly to girls? So,
Oh, come on.
Ooh, Webby Dubby's asking, what is the worst but best movie you've ever watched?
the worst, best movie?
Yeah, I think that's what Webby Dubby's saying.
Double Down.
Yeah, yeah, I think it has to be Double Down. I mean, that movie is
I don't understand the question.
the best but worst movie we've ever seen.
You like the best bad movie or the worst good movie? Can you just put it like that?
Well, hey, Wubby, I think you're gonna have to elaborate better on that question. Hello, Wes, by the way.
Right.
How's that the square animation going?
It's coming along. It looks cool. It just takes fucking forever.
Oh, come
Freaking forever.
Yep.
Here's the thing, Tony. Are you sure it's just not your perception of ponies that has that is? Are you sure you're not talking about your own perception of ponies and not everybody else's? Because let's just face it, you have a thing when it comes to cutesy shit versus more mature shit. You know what I mean? You like to push aside more kid-related shit in favor of more adult-related shit. You know what I mean?
Yes, that is what I do with Rainbow Falls.
Like Nick, you told me you didn't watch Disney movies when you were a kid. You liked watching shit like The Matrix. Totally cool.
I mean, I watched Disney movies, but then by around the time I got to I stopped watching Disney movies by like the age of I don't know, 11 or 12. I moved on to more mature stuff.
Yeah, but once in a while, I think that you say one time that you were like, oh yeah, I don't want to watch that shit. That's like kid shit. I'm gonna watch.
What? Watch.
My point is, who cares if you animate, a cartoon animal meant for kids?
I don't even know how we started this conversation.
That's something to do with Lord Aardvark. You were saying it'd be weird. No, it'd be to.
Oh, I said I could never bring myself to do SFM porn. Basically, that's what I said.
Yeah, because that would be weird. That would already be weirder than what you do currently, which I still don't understand why that's considered weird. I suppose it's weird that you put a machine gun, like that you put a machine gun in the hands of a children's character like that, but I think that's cool kind of weird, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, if you're, you might as well just delete the Patreon right now. Because if you're not going to be open about the art that you do, if you're going to constantly be ashamed about what you do with and shit, then why tell people about it? Why even put work into something that you're going to be ashamed to show people? If you have something that's popular, you have an audience, so you should embrace it.
That's a good point. How did you guys get on this?
This started out with a fucking Zach, a dude named, well, I'm not gonna say his name anymore, even though I just said it. A guy on the live stream said that he wants to get it on with one of the characters in the show, and I'm like, I replied to him saying, "Oh, you should ask Lord Aardvark to do something for you," and then that's how this kind of all came about.
So Alex, are you saying that he should do porn?
Oh no, but well, Tony was saying that, oh yeah, I could never bring myself to do porn because that would be weirder than what I already do, and I'm like, what is weird about animating?
Well,
It's not like My Little Pony is like some really very, it's a very, very niche thing. That show is marketed towards kids. It's a mainstream show.
right.
This isn't though.
I would, huh?
This isn't.
What? You mean Rainbow Falls?
Yeah.
No, it's not. Rainbow Falls is definitely more niche.
Yes.
In my opinion. And the audience, considering the audience, yeah, it's much more like a niche, but I mean, that's not.
That's the only way I would describe it as weird. Is exactly what you just said. Niche.
Well,
That's the only extent that I would call it weird.
What Tony needs to do. When talk about Rainbow Falls or animation work with regular people, is you don't tell everybody you're making animated pony movies for a bunch of grown men. For the bronies, you know what I mean? Just tell them to make, videos. Say, oh yeah, I did this video. It's about this cartoon pony character.
Come on, Dashy.
Hung up over the
Hold your thought for a second. I just want to say quickly, Webby Dubby. Webby Dubby, I think, yeah, my favorite so bad it's amazing kind of movie is a movie called Double Down. It is a small, low budget movie, probably, starring some really weird guy out in the desert, and really weird shit happens, and it's the most confusing and funny movie ever. So, it's probably Double Down. Alright, go ahead, Alex.
I'd say mine's the same.
You ought to be more open about. You ought to be more accepting about what you do. At the very least.
I will never, like, if we go to a bar, I will never go, no fucking way ever, I'd go up to some random person and say, like, I do this. Or I would say, I'm a filmmaker, but I would never say, I animate ponies. I'm never going to say that, like, immediately.
Well, no, don't say that immediately. Like, I wouldn't go into a bar and tell people that I have cancer right away, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's a subject, you only bring that subject up if the topic kind of turns into that direction.
Right.
You know, it's like, oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm a filmmaker, and, I'm an animator, too, as well. Like, oh, what kind of stuff. Well, as a matter of fact, I did this video about a cartoon pony. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Well, if you started telling people that, oh yeah, I made a video about a cartoon pony that only grown men watch, and that sounds weird.
Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is, a lot of the audience is pretty young, I think, for Rainbow Falls.
What you have to do is really just.
Come on, Dashy. Don't cry.
If you're worried about about what people think of you when you tell them that you animate videos about Pony, then you need to frame it better. You know what I mean? You need to describe it in a more interesting way.
Come on, Dashy. Don't cry. Come on, Dashy. Don't cry. Come on, Dashy. Don't cry.
Before we switch subjects too far, I also think it's good to, and this is just common sense, I guess, using like discretion. You just depending on who you're talking to, it's
Oh,
all
yeah.
about
Oh, yeah.
context and rhetoric and.
Oh, come on, Dashy. Don't cry.
Yeah, except Tony won't tell anybody about Rainbow Falls. Period.
Unless I have known them for quite a while.
I don't think that's true.
And I've told plenty of people.
I just never got the chance to tell her how much I love her, and now I'm about to lose her forever.
Just take some
Don't say
fucking
such
pride.
things,
Dashy.
Dashy.
Take some fucking pride. Like, I know you. Well, for one thing, and this. Okay, this never made sense to me. At least for the reason you're doing.
You'll
You
see
won't
it
show
again.
any Rainbow Falls related shit. You're
I will if it doesn't have a pony in it.
again. Who gives a fuck
Again,
about the damn
down
pony?
south.
If it's a good
Well,
animation, I think you should show it to
You'll
people.
see.
If there's a reason not to show the pony in the demo reel, then that reason
All
should
gonna
be
get through
it's a
this.
copyrighted
You'll
character,
see.
not because it's just a pony. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's my opinion on that.
Corporations might have different thoughts.
Yeah.
I suppose it depends on what the pony is doing.
Don't cry.
I think if it's a pony, people are gonna just
Yeah, I mean,
it's about context.
Yeah.
I mean, we can be really super progressive thinkers here in this chat room and when we go out, but that doesn't mean that other people have already subscribed to this progressive way of thinking.
for
You
example,
can still show it to
Yeah.
anyone, and
Yeah.
they can have their own thoughts. And
for example,
you
just
can sit
the
here and,
the current demo reel that I made that for a generalization kind of a purpose. I did it so I didn't have to make a shitload of demo reels throughout the years, you know, and kind of spend time on all that. That's why. I mean, that's why I guess maybe not. You know, that's a side reason why I don't have the ponies in demo reels. It's so I can just, if someone like is dissuaded by that, at least from the get-go, it just won't be there. You know. Because I am submitting, like, demo reels are being submitted probably 99% of the people, or I won't say 99%, just a high percentage of the people who would see said demo reel probably don't know the subject material, are going to be just extremely confused by what they see, you know? That's why I don't do it.
Confusing about a cartoon pony though. It's a mainstream character, you know?
ask them.
I just never got the chance to tell her how much I love her, and now I'm about to lose her forever.
Don't say such things, Dashy. You'll see it again and tell her yourself. We're all gonna get through this. You'll see. Look at the bright side, Dashy. At least Miss
I wouldn't
Hood
keep it
doesn't-
out of a demo reel because it's a pony. I would keep it out of a demo reel because it's not corporate.
Thank you.
There you go. There you go.
That's the neutral answer given. That will satisfy both me and Alex.
Well, that makes sense. You know?
That's the answer, Alex. That was always what I was trying to say.
I'm not a moron.
Yeah, I know. Webby Dubby is asking, I want to hear what you guys think of this. This question is literally everywhere, okay? The internet, for some reason. The question is water wet? Explain your thoughts, guys. Wow.
Where are all these hard-hitting questions coming from? I just got here. God damn.
Look at the bright side, Dashy.
I'll be right back.
He's gonna go look at water.
I gotta look at water to see if it's wet.
Yeah.
Water's pretty dry in my opinion.
I don't know. Yes, it's wet. I don't know. Is this is
Why
Webby?
Webby? Why Webby? Why would you ask us that question?
Is this like is the dress gold or blue question again?
Because it was black and blue, by the way.
Yeah.
But one time I looked at the picture, it was white and gold. I think it all depends on like how, like, I don't know. It's just sometimes your eyes and brain process that shit differently.
Are you guys building new demo reels? Is that what?
No, absolutely not. I don't really see a need to. I don't think I've really done much new since the last time the last demo reel. I mean, I've done plenty of new, but some of it's like not really corporate flashy.
That's that's a fine line.
Yep.
Unfortunately.
Let me put it this way, Tony. You really got to put several years of work into a project that you can't tell anybody about because it's these.
It's a thankless job, man. It really is.
Yes.
Alright, Alex, I leave it up to you. You gotta make my Patreon video.
I was gonna say it wouldn't be the first time. I think we've all plugged.
I got my own Patreon.
Yeah.
You want to make money off of your shit, you gotta do the things you gotta do.
Tony, you gotta get rid of the reward tier that's feature your voice in the project.
Oh, yeah, I gotta do that quick. I should literally only have, like, I don't know, 3 maximum. But I don't know, maybe not even at all.
I got a question for you, Alex. How do you is there a way around, let's say you have like a $50 tier?
Yeah.
It's like the super behind the scenes, like download all the like Photoshops documents and like just like the raw camera files and everything.
Yeah.
What's stopping someone from just clicking yes, $50, and then it doesn't, deduct from their bank account right away? It, it's compounded, whatever, monthly.
Yeah.
And friend.
And then they quit right before they get paid.
Yeah. Does that happen?
Absolutely nothing.
There's nothing you can do.
Nothing I can do. That's happened to me maybe 3 or 4 times now.
Oh shit.
Happened to Madison countless times. Like at the end of the month, Madison, there would be a huge spike in her income on Patreon. Then
right before she gets paid.
Yeah, it
Oh
goes.
my god. That is.
Actually, it should not be a problem for Madison now because there's a beta feature on Patreon now where you charge your patrons up front every time they join.
Don't say such
Oh,
things, Flashy.
yes.
You'll
When they
see it
join.
again and tell
But it's
yourself.
only in beta, and they're not letting everybody
Wow.
use it. I
You'll
don't understand
see.
why
Well,
Look at the bright side. Dash.
hopefully that just means that they're putting finishing touches on it if it's in beta. True beta is, yeah, I mean, and then hopefully they roll it out for everyone. I don't see why that would be a problem. I think that's what they should do.
Roll
Yeah.
out.
Oh,
Or at
come
least,
on,
like,
Dash.
you can't
Don't
have
cry.
access to any of the $50 reward tier stuff until after that first month has been whatever.
Well, Christy, for example, she doesn't post anything to Patreon because of this that problem. What
So what
she has
she-
to do is
She do it manually or something?
Yeah, she does it manually. She hosts everything she posts
Oh,
is
come on,
on
Dash.
Dropbox. It's all password protected based on what tier you are, and she emails the password out individually to every
Oh, come
patron.
on, Dashy.
That's cool, but isn't that like a pain in the ass? Like,
Oh, I'm sure.
if you get like 100 of that tier or something,
Oh, come on, Dashy. Don't
Yeah,
cry.
it probably is a pain in the ass
there's got to be like a better way. There's got to be a way to like.
to do this charge up front option and
Oh,
roll
come
it
on,
out.
Dashy. Don't
Alright.
cry.
Here's a question: is there a way to select just like, let's say you have a $10 tier, a $50 tier, and a $100 tier or something, and you have like 50 of each. You have 150 patrons. Is there a way to just select and send out like a mass email to 50, like all of them in the $50 tier? Just send an email out to all of them, and like not the $100 tier or the $10 tier.
I just
And,
never got
through
the chance
Patreon,
to
not
tell
that
her
I'm
how much
aware
I
of.
love her.
There's not a way to
And
just select and copy
now I'm about to
and
lose her
paste like
forever.
just email addresses
Don't
of
say such
those
things,
50.
Well,
You'll
you
see.
can when somebody signs up for your Patreon, like you get their email address. Like you can view their username and email address that they use
Oh, come on, Dashy.
in your
Don't
list of
cry.
patrons. So you'll
I
have
just never got
their
the chance to
their
tell her
contact
how much I
info,
love
and in some
her.
cases
And
like
now I'm
their
about to
billing
lose her
information
forever.
as well.
Don't say such things.
If they sign up for something that can nail something. So you get.
I'll be right back, guys.
Alrighty.
When they sign up for your Patreon, so what you then could do is through your own email, just create these different email lists. You know what I mean, and just kind of throw them in there.
Yeah, but Patreon doesn't do that for you automatically.
I think there's probably a way where you can create just
I
email list in your Gmail or whatever, and just send out mass emails to groups of people.
Yeah.
But through Patreon, I do not know of any.
I just never got the chance to
No.
tell her how much I love her. And now I'm about to
Well,
lose her forever.
They should figure that out.
Don't say such. Don't.
Hey, I at least lowered the tier for the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Any changes I make to the Patreon though are moot until I suppose I make a true dedicated video.
Until you stop streaming for free.
Yep.
You actually tell people about it.
I know I do say it plenty of times on Patreon or on the live stream.
Don't say.
This session sucks. Find a new one.
Hi.
Don't say.
I think the problem is I've just put so much fucking. It's been a fucking year I put into this now, and I'm just getting more and more fatigued working on this, and I just want it to be over. And me doing a Patreon video will just slow down the progress that much more.
Dashy.
Good, in fact, speed it up after you're done with it.
Hmm?
Could speed it up after you're done.
Dashy.
You know what I mean?
Oh, what if people pay me money?
Dashy.
Yeah.
Dashy. Dashy. Dashy.
Let's just put it this way. This episode, I think, is probably going to be 2 years worth of Rainbow Falls for people. So this one will probably be it for a while.
Don't say such things, Dashy.
Don't tell them that, though.
Yeah. Luckily, no one's listening, right? Right?
Tell them that there's no reason for them to donate to the Patreon.
Yep.
I mean, there is reason. There's just less motivation for them to. If it's already set in stone and it's going to be a couple of years till the next installment, they're going to be like, well, my dollar's not going to make any difference.
Yeah. I could always be like, there's like it's gonna be a couple years till the next installment, but however, if I get enough support, you know, that could change.
You know, I wouldn't even lead with that first part.
Yeah. Wubby Dubby, what is the first thing I would do if I was a pony? I'd probably gallop off a cliff because I do not want to be a pony. Fuck that. I like animating them, but
Dashy.
I do not want to be one.
Dashy. 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 You'll see. Hello, this is Pegasus Lifestyle Management. How can I help?
Oh.
Your beautiful new aircraft is we hope you're very happy, madam. You'll see it.
So, what time when do you think you're going to be getting on?
How about 10 at the earliest,
You'll see it.
Oh,
or not at all?
You'll see it again.
Getting on what?
Well, yesterday I only worked on Rainbow Falls for like an hour, and I think I've only been live streaming for an hour.
You'll see it.
I want to at least get 2
You'll see
hours
it.
worth of live stream.
You'll see it again.
fucking more. God damn it. Not moving.
Again and tell you.
Oh, Alex, did you read Facebook, or at least our chat for the movie? Our meeting is next Wednesday.
Yeah.
To tell yourself. Don't say such things, Dashy. You'll see it again and tell yourself.
Oh shit, that was incredible.
Hey, Wubby Dubby, how is the animation going on or along for your video?
Don't say such things, Dashy. You'll see it again and tell yourself.
Oh shit, it's too bad.
Wild.
Oh, Tony, so you looked over the animations I sent you, right?
Yes. I thoroughly loved 2 out of 3 of the shots.
Fuck. Pop-Tart blew up my goddamn plane.
What animations?
I had Alex do some visual effects for some of the animated shots for Rainbow Falls 3 this episode. He did some enhancements, something that I couldn't do,
Oh.
like the laser shot.
Too bad we'll never be able to show anybody.
Oh, I.
It's-
What?
Too bad we'll never be able to show anybody.
Wha-
It's-
Alex, I want you to work on something now. Well, not now, but
Computer screen needs work.
the computer screen. Hey, if I was to make a captured shot of Twilight Sparkle, kind of like rotating, could you then like take like maybe like take an outline of that model and like have that be like a diagram, like on a graph chart, like within the computer screen itself, conveying like bullshit information?
I might be able to do something like that.
So literally, if I just had Twilight Sparkle and just filmed her in front of a green screen and had her rotate 360 degrees.
A green screen.
Yeah. Also, I need like a prompt to pop up, kind of like once the camera zooms in all the way, to be like execute command or something like that. And I would love to have like a mouse cursor, kind of like go into frame and click execute or yes or begin or whatever, you know?
So you want to say something like execute question mark? Something?
Yeah.
Ooh, I should put the Dennis Nedry space.
What is that?
Remember Dennis Nedry?
No.
Oh.
Oh no, no, please don't do that. But that would be funny.
Actually, it should say execute question mark and then say, please say the magic word. Okay.
Oh, I see.
Someone is...
Hey, Wubby Dubby, have you been going into the graph editor to animate as well, to smooth out your keyframes?
Okay, here we go. Heist. Want.
Dude, in all honesty, Alex, you could get more heists. There are other heists I don't think that we've played yet. Even the Doomsday ones are, are one, but I think there was like a DLC with heists that we didn't even do yet, and there may be a couple of them.
Possibly. Do I have to go to Lester's house for that?
I don't know, but do you see those bunkers that are now kind of like? Okay, you got the bunker that I have, and then there's like shelter kinds that are kind of like smaller versions of that. I think that's for a whole other heist thing altogether.
Well,
Possibly, I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, you gotta go into, like, if you want to really smooth out your animation, Webby, no, you gotta go into animation, or the graph editor, and see any kind of, like, am I saying it wrong? See any things that are fucked up in the lines and abnormalities, thank you. Shit. You're using the motion editor. What is the motion editor?
We're all gonna get through it. Gonna get through.
Ooh, hey Wes.
Yes. Sorry.
Oh. Any chance you could do G-Man lines tomorrow?
Is my voice? Maybe.
Well, if your voice fills up to par. If your throat fills up to par.
Maybe.
Cool.
I don't want to promise anything because I'm gonna be working my ass off on this animation.
Oh, yeah. I understand. Gotcha.
I turned down plans to do other things this weekend too.
Gotcha.
I knew this was gonna take a long time.
And I'm not ready to do the animating for them still.
After this weekend, though. See, I keep saying that, but it's like I'm gonna have all this time. But in reality, I need to set like a real deadline. Because that's the only reason I'm doing this right now is because this has a real
deadline. Yeah.
Deadline that scares the crap out of me. It lights that fire under my ass. Working on it.
My friend Wes does a lot of animation of sorts. He does a lot of 2D animation, and I think he does 3D animation sometimes, to some extent.
Yeah.
Alex, he does nothing but 2D animation of sorts. It's more like compositing stuff. I'll even show you what Alex just did in a shot for me. He enhanced.
What did you do?
He enhanced the laser that comes out of Twilight. Yeah. Yeah, Alex added the laser.
Hold on. I want to go. I want to look.
I've been playing it over and over again. Hopefully there's enough of a delay.
Hold on, dude.
I'm enlarging it as well.
The freaking scream. Oh! The way that sparks fall off in the end is cool.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, those sparks are cool.
Oh, I'm noticing there's some kind of weird something in the blood on the floor. It kind of like has some weird kind of like, it almost looks like wind blows it away. But it's like in kind of symmetrical unison on the floor.
Oh, I probably should have freeze.
Yeah. Cool shit nonetheless. Someone said, that explosion though.
You'll see. You'll see. You'll see. You'll see.
It's time, Dashi.
Nice.
I'm doing the prison break heist.
From
Oh.
Prison Break heist. From just the regular heist?
Yeah.
Oh.
And of course, I got stuck on the actual prison team.
And friendship.
For anyone! Wait, who the hell said that? Is that you, Clarence? You got my 40?
Long time no see, Miss Hooves.
What? Derpy? Who? Derpy! What's going on? Hey, get off of me! I don't know you! You don't know me like that! It's me, Derpy. Rainbow Dash. Rainbow Dash? Rainbow Dash. Rainbow Dash! Oof.
Did she just try to break a bottle over your head?
Yeah.
My word. Shit. But the new, of course.
Thanks, Dash. Hey, wait a second. It's you. What? You are Dash. Yes, you are Dash. Yeah, I know who I am, Derpy. You're that bitch that got me fired off the show. Yeah. About that.
What is she talking about, Dashie?
And you're one of the pricks who works for Mr. Flowers. I smell a goon like you coming from a mile away.
Rob, but it's nice to see you again too, Missos.
Screw you, Bob! I ain't never gonna do anything for Mr. Flowers.
What's up?
I recognize that.
Oh, yeah.
That's not why I'm here, ma'am.
Man, this blows. I get evicted from my cardboard box, and you two come randomly waltzing back into my life.
Aw.
This is the worst night ever.
Derpy, I'm so sorry for getting you kicked off the show. I was really young and cocky back then. But if you could please find it in your heart to forgive me.
Blah, 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 blah. That's all I'm hearing right now. You can't say anything that will make me change my mind about you. Now go away. The both of you.
They've taken Twilight. Mr. Flowers is keeping her captive.
They are most likely keeping her in the testing facility, where you used to work as a janitor, remember?
Don't remind me, asshole.
I never had access to that place, but with your help, we have a chance to save the Twilight.
I'm sorry, Dash. But what can I do now? I'm just some bum pony who does what she can to get boobs.
I'm so sorry, Derpy.
Who's starting up the game?
Well,
That's
what
just
else
me.
is new?
Cool.
Hey, Derpy, I got that 40 you asked for. Holy shit.
Just gonna ransack the town a little bit before we begin anything.
I think Alex has already begun a heist.
Take cover.
I think he's playing a heist on his own, or at least with 3 random people.
Oops.
Oh.
My little pony, my little pony, ah. We gotta get out of here. Derpy, can you fly?
Can I fly? Like
Wubby
the
Dubby,
wind?
the reason why you can't hear music or sound effects is because there are none yet.
That's gonna hurt more.
Sound effects and music will be the final stage of
Rob,
making the
I'm
episode.
going to have to carry her.
Stay safe, Dashy.
Come and get me, Miri.
Thank you. Remember, Wes, you commented on, like, or you said something like, if I replace models within a split frame to, like, change them doing something? Like, I'm trying to think of an example. I was working on a shot where Rob is throwing a newspaper at Derpy right in the face, and like I have it like attached to his hand, but the moment it's theoretically leaving his hand, I switch it to a duplicate of the newspaper that's not attached to his hand, and I have it. Then the trajectory goes to Derpy's face. You made some kind of comment about a previous shot I was working on about, like, something about you can't have motion blur because then you'll see, like, a crazy blur happen for that one frame. And I figured out a way to kind of...
No, what I was saying was if it's... wait, what do you mean? You mean cut the shot like in source filmmaker?
No, I figured out a thing. Well, I figured out just one solution to get rid of a, blurred frame, and that's literally cut that one frame of if you see like a crazy blur happening between models. I did that. I kind of like cut one frame out to not have that frame of seeing the newspaper blur like crazy. I could even show you now if you're watching.
The thing that I was thinking of, no, I'm not. Hold on a second.
I'll even show you. So I got the exact frame of the blur happening. However, if I just cut that one frame out, it still looks pretty fluid because it's in the middle of an action.
So, I don't know where this blur is coming from. What?
Well, because I'm having the newspaper disappear.
And you're making it disappear by having it just sink through the floor.
Correct.
In one frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so what I was suggesting was rendering it out twice.
Yeah.
One with the newspaper that's attached to his hand, and one with the newspaper that's not attached to his hand.
Definitely. And I took that. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I was definitely thinking that when I was rendering this shot, but I literally just cut it one frame short, and it still flows pretty well. I'll just play it out so you see.
What's happening when it hits her face?
I'm having, it's gonna hit her face. I'm doing like a little, like, jerk movement on Derpy's head.
The newspaper. Here, play. It looks like it lands on her face, and then the next frame it's on the bed.
Oh, well, let me see something. Let's see.
I like everything else. It just looks.
Maybe
like
I need to add more frames. Maybe between the time that it hits her face and lands on the bed.
Why can't you just leave it on her face?
I suppose I could, but I'll just add a little. I'll still add a little movement to it, I suppose.
Yeah, it does look like it needs just more. Or if you don't want it to land on her face, you could. It just looks like it needs a few more frames between that frame and when it lands on the bed.
Gotcha.
Because that should be slow. Because it's just gravity. It's sliding off her face.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as like the hand to the other newspaper, it's seamless. So you got like the pose and the rotation and everything down.
It makes me think that when I go into fine-tuning this long take of the action scene in the slums with the shootout stuff going on, I might just cut out single frames if there's crazy blurring going on. Let's see. I know that there's
if it's a model swap, that was all I was worried about.
Yeah.
But here's another question: can you change the opacity of things in Source Filmmaker?
Have not been able to figure out how to do that.
I'm gonna say you could just have it go from 100% opacity to 0 in one frame, and then turn the other one on.
God, I wish that was the case. Hey, Wubby Dubby, is there a way to make models invisible?
That's a weird blur right there.
Yeah, I'll have to. That's a model swap right there. It goes to a duplicate.
I did not know that.
Yep. It happens.
Cool. It all looks like paint strokes. Paintbrush.
Oh yeah.
Damn, that's cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's one here too. And I was like, there's no way in hell I'm gonna have one model have all those keyframes in this shot. Okay, haha. Wubby says he does the exact same thing. Sink him into the ground. You see, I think
Alright.
this is where I believe Source Filmmaker has its limitations.
Still interesting.
Yeah.
You'll see. See. Look at the. You'll see. Look at the. Look at. Look at the. Look at the brat side. Brat side. Look at the brat. Look at the brats. Brat side. We're all gonna get through this. You'll see. Look at the brat side dashing. Don't say such things, Dashy. You'll see it again and tell it yourself. We're all gonna get through this. You'll see. Look at the brat side dashing. Look at the brat side dashing. Dashing. Dashing.
Yeah, how do you make a pony not clip into the ground? Well, aside from just looking at the feet to make sure the feet don't sink into the floor or ground. There is a way to look at it kind of on a technical aspect. I mean, just to quickly show you, if you don't want Well, I'm sure you probably already know this, but I mean, if you start to see something sink into the floor, just make sure the Z position isn't like any less than, you know, the rest of the straight line. But sometimes when you're doing like a complex animation, like no matter what you do, it looks like the, you know, the certain positions still kind of like dip further than they're supposed to be. You got, I mean, obviously in the graph editor, you kind of like got to select the, what do you call them, the anchor points or whatever. And I usually select or highlight the keyframe points, or the tangents, or not the tangents, the anchor points, and click linear tangents. I don't know if that's what you would do, Wes.
What?
Are there linear tangents in the graph editor for After Effects?
They don't call them tangents.
Mm-hmm.
But there's temporal interpolation and spatial interpolation.
Mm-hmm.
Is that kind of what you mean? It could be linear, Bezier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what the graph editor is.
Alright, I'm going to show you an example, Webby, where clipping may happen. I hope. I'm going to like... Ah! Here we go. I did it. I got it to fuck up. So, do you see, Webby, how... You see this straight line here and here for the Z position? And you see how it's curved down? And then, like, Twilight's feet begin to go into the floor. What I do is I select the keyframe for the position Z at the point of impact, also to the next keyframe, and then I click linear tangents. So therefore, once it's the ground, it does not go into the floor anymore. However, also then you got another problem of like when it hits the ground, it's too like abrupt and sudden, and almost like old video game like, kind of like robotic. So then you want to smooth out the landing by grabbing the anchor point and kind of like with the center click button on the mouse, and just kind of like get it curved out and smoothed out. So yeah, that's all I got for right now. Alex, you said, are you finally starting to smooth out your graph editors? Or like, are you finally starting to like dabble more in the graph editor for After Effects, Alex? Hello, Alex?
Does Alex not use the graph editor? Or?
I don't think he does nearly on the scale as you do. He may.
A lot of people don't.
Yeah, but then you can't get the perfect, you know, ramp up and
There's
ramp
a
down
lot
movements.
Of After Effects plugins for like just totally bypassing.
Oh wow.
A lot of people hate the graph editor, so they'll get these plugins, which are cool, I guess, but. I think you become complacent if you use plugins.
Yep.
Don't say such things, Dashy. You'll see it again. Don't say such.
What's that noise?
The
Sounds
high
like someone getting
pitched.
turned into a toad.
Yeah, it sounds like there's pixie dust shit going around.
Spell.
I think that's coming from Tim's end.
What?
Like the sound.
You're restarting up the game.
Don't say so.
Oh. Is there any other sound coming from your room? Or your house? It just sounds like it's like someone's enchanting a spell.
Don't say so.
Nope.
Oh, it's just, I think it's just the damn loading music.
It's just the loading music.
Yeah, it's pretty, I don't know, high-pitched in a way. Wubby Dubby, concerning ponies' heads moving while speaking, I'll usually move their head up and down every syllable, but sometimes I get lazy and I'll just do it every word, especially if those words are like really short words.
Don't say.
Oh, you missed a lecture I was giving to animating. Shark.
A lesson.
Yeah.
Tony teaches.
Mm-hmm.
Don't say. Don't say. Don't say such things. Don't say such things.
Hey, WW, how do you animate ponies while they're talking, in terms of, do you pretty much move it pretty thoroughly when they speak, or do you kind of just like do it randomly?
Don't say such things. Dash. Don't say such things, Dashy. You'll see it. You'll see.
Nick is hanging out with his girlfriend. Yeah, I'll definitely give them a bounce after, like, they're done speaking. Like, they say yes, I'll have it go up and down, but obviously once it gets to the down position, you still want to give it a little bit movement beyond that to make it not look robotic.
You'll see it again and tell yourself.
Oh, sure.
Shark. Shark on the Discord. Heck yeah. Yeah. I'm actually starting to notice now, just by looking at the Rainbow Falls footage for this episode, I'm not going too crazy with the movements for the ponies, only for like Derpy, but even for Derpy is a lot subtle compared to other people's animations. The scene where Derpy gets to Rob in the slums.
Blah, blah, blah.
That's not why I'm here, ma'am.
Ah,
About that.
What is she talking about?
Hey, Tony.
hello, Tim.
Never get drunk on whiskey and drive with it. I mean, I'm like going all over the place, and when I thought everything's clear, all of a sudden a police car just shows up right in front of me.
Webby. Yeah, I got you, Tim. That sucks.
Okay, sorry.
No, that's okay.
That's all I have to say.
Webby, you know what I could do, Webby? I can actually load up the project file right now, and I can show you in a way. Let's load that up. I know I did it, but I just want to show you how I did it. Let's see. The shot is called Derpy. You are one of the pricks. That is the name of the shot, so therefore I will look for the file. Okay, episode 2, Slums, Derpy. You're one of the I have two project files, one for the big pupils, one for the small pupils. I'll just do the big pupils. Dude, I don't know about you, Alex, but I really hope Matthew will become Dr. Dillon in Drawn Like Mouths.
Why is that?
Why not, right? Wouldn't it be amazing to see him in real life portray like a mad scientist?
I don't think Dr. Dillon is supposed to be a mad scientist. At least not like the Rainbow Falls mad scientist. That's a cartoon character.
Well, maybe, but like I said, maybe he could be kind of like the Igor to Dr. Frankenstein. Or Igor. He can be kind of like...
Or you need to write a new character.
Well, maybe Joe can, be like, maybe Dylan can, be this way, instead of kind of like more, straightforward.
I suppose it depends on how Matthew interprets the character.
Yeah, I suggested that acting style with Joe, and Joe seemed kind of interested.
Yeah.
a Webby Dubby. So let's see. I moved Derpy only in the root transform, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the root transform. And by the way, like, since the shot is so tight, I don't even need to see the legs animate. I hope... Yeah, that's one thing, Webby Dubby. Do not animate any extra animation outside of, like, what's in the shot. Because if you do that, you're just spending so much more time than you really need to. Like, if you don't see legs in the shot, don't even bother animating the legs. So, let's see. I moved the y-axis and the x-axis, I guess, and the z-axis. All that I did was I smoothed out it leaving, and then I smoothed out it kind of like stopping, moving and going. I smoothed the moving and stopping part. So all that I did was I took the keyframe, and then I kind of just made it to where I'm sure, let's see, I could probably make an example. The keyframe was probably kind of like squared like this. I will just fuck this shot up completely so you can see what it would be like before I kind of polished it. So I will make all the points nice and straight. See? It's like more choppy now, I think. I guess. Or maybe it's so fast it didn't really matter. But, yeah, all that I would do is I would take the keyframe and then just, with the center mouse button, get that curve to be perfectly smooth to where it goes to like a flat line again. Just smooth out the points, kind of like so. Sometimes it doesn't need to be like 100% perfect. I don't know if that looks any different compared to before, since it's such a fast movement anyway. But that's how I did it. You're welcome, Webby.
Now I'm about to lose her forever.
Don't say such things, Dashy. You'll see it again and tell it yourself.
I actually have a glitch going on right now, Webby. Do you ever have it to where audio plays back in Source Filmmaker and it's echoey? There's a way to get rid of that echo, but I forgot. I know I'll be able to quickly look up a video on YouTube, but I'm just wondering if you know, so I don't have to go to YouTube while streaming.
We're all gonna get through this. You'll see. Look at the bright side, Dashie.
Love her, and now I'm about to lose her forever.
Don't say such things, Dashie.
I just never got the chance to tell.
Alright, I guess I'll go on YouTube. Ah, that's what I need. I need like a thing to like paste on the video saying support me on Patreon. I'm watching some dude's video to help me figure out how to do this audio problem right now. And on the corner of his video it says support me on Patreon.
I love her, and now I'm about to lose her forever.
But the bright side, Dashie.
Alex, you there?
Indeed.
Ah, since you're back, you can answer a question I asked you like 10 minutes ago.
What is the question?
Do you use the graph editor in After Effects?
Not really.
You should. You should, because Wes does. Because, in all honesty, because when you like have a floating ship in the air, slow down to a stop, or like, yeah, basically slow down to a stop in midair, and if it looks too abrupt, you have to like add an additional keyframe to kind of like smooth it out, right?
You don't necessarily have to add an additional keyframe. You just have to
Look at the bright side, Dashy.
what's the name of that damn tool? I use the Convert Vertex tool, which adds a curve to the or I'll do F9 to add, you know, kind of an easy ease effect onto the keyframe. And then I can use the Convert Vertex tool to alter that. You know, so
Yeah.
I can have an object slow down.
You'll see it again in
to a
Tally.
complete stop.
Yeah,
For the graph editor is just another way of doing it.
it's just
Perhaps even a better way.
it's super precise.
Of yourself.
Look into that more.
Don't say such things,
I
Dashy.
haven't had an opportunity to use it recently. You use that in After
There was a period I used to use it, and now I've forgotten how to use it. Because now, since I've done so much graph editing in Source Filmmaker, I don't. The graph editor in this and the graph editor in Source are After Effects is just a different layout.
I'm sure, yeah.
Don't say such.
Really must use a similar kind of principle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yourself. Wow. Wow.
Bye, WubbyW. Yeah, I do hate autocorrect as well. Wait, hey, before you leave, WubbyW, how long is your Fallout episode gonna be? Because I can't wait to see it.
So in terms of the computer screen, is there anything visible on that screen that you want to move?
Let me take a look. Like, are you considering working on it right now? Because if you are, I could totally prepare you.
Do it.
Huh?
Do it.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Do it.
All right, hold on.
Do it now. Do it. Do it.
Oh, ha, ha.
computer screen? You want them green or something?
I think green would be okay. Could you have like somewhat fairly simple graphs go up and down?
Like a bar graph?
Possibly.
I'm fairly sure.
Your audio is actually sounding a little bit weird as well. No, it has some kind of like weird feedback going on.
It's weird because I'm wearing headphones right now.
Yeah, let me I'm gonna prepare that shot for you right now of just a rotating Twilight Sparkle. And I'm not gonna do much with the lighting. I'm gonna just probably not add any lights to this, and just hope that the map lighting is just completely even. If you're watching the live stream right now, you should let me know what you think. I think I have it at a pretty good speed.
I'm not watching it right now.
Okay. But I have... This is exactly what I had in mind.
Good.
Yay for random scientific bullshit on a computer screen. Exporting now.
Nice.
I believe you have received the shot.
Thank you.
Oh, come on, Dashi. Don't cry.
I just never got the chance to tell her how much I love her, and now I'm about to lose her forever.
Don't say such things, Dashi.
Dude, if you ever pick up animation and then after a certain period of time, you're gonna be like, oh my god. Fuck ever having to try to get people to show up for shit ever again.
That's why I'm not doing animation.
I know. I know.
I don't want to become that lazy.
Obviously, you know, I still want to film shit, because obviously I want to film, you know, like, all the other shit that we still have going on. But it's like, oh my god, this is so nice for a change, you know? To get exactly what you want without having to bother anyone.
All gonna get
I don't know. I spend enough time on the computer doing visual effects.
Here's the thing, dude.
I don't think animation is going to change my mind.
Well, I believe it may, because do you remember how much fucking compositing I had to do for Rainbow Falls 2?
Yeah.
I don't, dude, that is like reduced by 95% or more now. I don't really have to do hardly any compositing anymore for Source Filmmaker. Because like once you have a fully, you know, 3D environment.
Still, that doesn't change the fact that you're sitting on the computer for several hours a day trying to get this.
Oh, you're no matter what kind of, you know, visual media you're doing, obviously you're going to be in front of the computer editing and who knows what else, editing, visual effects, sound editing, you know.
Oh, it's horrible. Okay, here we go.
You're in the wrong line of work, my friend, if sitting in front of a computer is you know, a problem.
Yeah, do what I have to do.
Yeah. No, but
Sometimes it's also refreshing to go out and do shit.
mm-hmm.
And that's it, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. No, but if you can understand where I'm coming from, remember I said I started going to Bellevue College to do 3D animation, but then I got dissuaded by just like realizing how long it takes to have decent looking animation.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of like went away from that for many years.
Yeah.
And then doing the filmmaking kind of is what I enjoyed doing for many years. And then kind of like accidentally drifting back into animation from now having all the movie experience. It just made doing animation fun for the first time in my life, you know?
Sure.
Very nice. I see that. Very cool. Can you show me what that looks like in a thicker line? Mm-hmm.
Let's see, I gotta change the effect there. how thick are you wanting this?
Um, 2 times thicker.
I'm gonna get through this. You'll see. You'll see. You'll see. You'll see. Look at the.
Too bad you can't do like a grid model. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna just look real quick to see if that's possible. No, I can't do that because if I had, like, when it's in, like, grid form, I'm pretty sure only looks invisible. Because I've never, yeah, I would have.
So what does the grid form do in that photo?
Well, let me just show you something real quick. Well, if you're looking at the live stream.
I'll take a look at the live stream.
I'm gonna just go to Twilight Sparkle and show wireframe. Ah, fuck! The wireframe is what we would need. Dude, the wireframe would be perfect.
Yeah.
Well, let me just see something real quick. Shit. Well, the problem is I can't, like, look at the problem I'm having. When I click open, it goes back to just the regular full model.
See if there's a tutorial online or something that can show you that. That would be perfect.
Just like the only thing I can do is drag it across handheld and just kind of like get a shitty thing going on.
Drag it with the mouse, which maybe something more precise, like a keyboard.
Alright, well, let me see if there's a method.
And can you tell me what color you want all this shit to be? On the screen, your screen?
Green.
All green?
Well, yeah. Let me know what it looks like, you know. If it doesn't look very good, all one color, maybe not.
the brats. You'll see.
How's that?
Yep.
Good?
Yep.
There you go.
Is that the console, or a lot of your assets from Gang War?
Those assets?
Yeah, at least the circle round thing for the background.
Yeah.
Nice.
Look at the brats out there. Oh, come on, Dashy. Don't cry.
I just never got the chance to tell her how much I love her. And now I'm about to lose her forever.
Don't say such things, Dad.
Now I'm about to lose her forever.
Don't say such things.
Forever.
Don't say. Don't.
Any response at all from Mr. Camber about auditioning for this movie?
Said she'd record them tonight.
Cool.
Don't say such things, Dashy. You'll see. You'll see it again and tell you.
It's only fucking $5. You don't carry fucking cash?
I don't.
Must be just fucking hair appointment. Jesus Christ. I don't have a $5 bill.
Do you have 5 ones?
What do you want? No, I don't.
We're all gonna get.
I have money, but I don't have $5 worth of it. No.
Yourself.
Hey, Alex, you know there's a room available.
Indeed.
It's gonna be that room right across from my old room in the kitchen.
Excellent.
Yeah. Food for thought. Because my dad keeps on asking me, Tony, you know anyone that wants to move in? It's like, I know someone, but I don't at the same time.
We're all gonna get through it. All gonna get it. Tell yourself. We're all gonna get through this. You'll see. You'll
$5 for what, by the way? That was kind of intriguing.
What's $5 for a fucking hair appointment? Doesn't carry cash. I used to carry cash. You didn't have enough cash for an appointment tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, shit. Guess what? Neither do I.
I don't like carrying cash around.
You'll see.
For the off chance that I ever get mugged.
You'll see. Look at the brat.
Good night. You ready to do some heists or what?
Tim, are you willing to still stay up enough for us to do some heists, or?
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
not going anywhere tomorrow.
Cool. Oh, Tim, I was gonna ask you something.
Yes.
We were starting to make a chart of like actors' availabilities.
Yes.
We were then like making a chart for you, being like, he is absolutely free on Friday. He's absolutely free on Saturday, and then one of us said that like Tim's free like after church on Sunday mornings, and I was like, well, I don't know about that. Maybe if Tim feels compelled, maybe he would shift when he goes to church on Sundays. Like, would you do that if we ever like have to film on a certain time on Sundays for Joe's movie?
Even if I have to do it in the in extreme, if I have to do it in the morning to miss it, that is the acceptable exception.
Gotcha. Sweet. All right, I will get GTA ready. Ooh, this is a perfect opportunity for me to eat some food as the game loads.